What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another UFC prediction video. Today we are talking UFC 307. Alex Pereira taking on Khalil Rountree for the 185-pound. Wait, no, he's not in middleweight anymore. I've been up since 4:30 this morning. My brain is a fried potato, so I should have just got a coffee this morning, man. Oh my god, and it's gotta be the same thing tomorrow. Why do I put myself through this? But anyway, UFC 307, Pereira versus Rountree. Let's talk the pay-per-view. I'm gonna give you my picks, and yeah, UFC 307, baby. Let's roll. Our first fight we got on tail is Kevin the Trailblazer Holland taking on Roman Delit at middleweight, 185 pounds, to decide the middleweight championship. This is a really good fight. Both guys are pretty similar statistically. I mean, Kevin Holland fights more as like a counter puncher, and then when he wants to be an overwhelmer, he can be the overwhelmer. But Delit, he's more the come forward, take no BS kind of guy. Kevin Holland, Delit is more of like the tougher guy, I'd say, not as technical. Kevin Holland can punch at range, punch from a distance. You know, I think, honestly, like, the reach does favor Kevin Holland in this fight, which does really interest me. That does interest me in this fight. Kevin Holland's got some height. Delit, you know, he's got 5 inches to make up in reach, but Delit, in my opinion, he's going to want to make this a dirty fight. He just can't, in my opinion, he's someone who cannot stand on the outside with someone like the Trailblazers. I feel like the Trailblazer would piece him to shreds on the outside. So Kevin Holland's going to really look to keep this fight at range, keep on the back foot, pivot off the cage, make some good angles, and really set Delit up. Maybe work behind his jab, but this is Kevin Holland we're talking about here. You never know what Kevin Holland could bring. I'm honestly expecting Kevin Holland to dominate this fight now that I look at the stats. Before I looked at the stats, I really was going to say Delit takes this fight. I was ready to say Roman Delit takes the cake. He virtually walks over Kevin Holland, in my opinion, but I got it wrong with the Trailblazer, man. I really do think this fight sets up well for Kevin Trailblazer Holland. I think he's going to win by, let's say, a 3rd round TKO. I mean, I think it's going to be hard to get Delit out of there. I think he's tough as nails, but I'm going to roll with the Trailblazer in this one. Second fight from Salt Lake City. I don't even know if I mentioned that earlier, but this fight is at the Delta Center in Salt Lake City, Utah. The Utah cards always go hard, man. Last year was the Poirier and Gaethje fight where Gaethje landed that head kick. The year before was when You might just be getting my main event prediction now, but it was the first fight we had in Salt Lake was Leon and Usman 2. We all know how that went. And now in our second fight on the pay-per-view, we have Caitlyn Vieira taking on Kayla Harrison. Good luck, Caitlyn Vieira. Holy God, when Kayla Harrison fought at UFC 300, I was like, Jesus, that girl dominated Holly Holm. Like, she absolutely brutalized her. Like, Caitlyn, if Kayla gets you down, I wish you the best. I really do, because Kayla Harris, I can't say enough good things about her, man. She is a dog. Like, absolute dog. Like, she could probably outstrike a bunch of these women if she wanted to. She's that good, in my opinion. I honestly, this might be a hot take, and I know she's only had one fight in the UFC, but Kayla Harrison might be the closest thing the UFC's ever had to Ronda Rousey since she retired. In my opinion. If that girl plays her cards right, she's going to be a superstar for the mixed martial arts world. And I mean, like, let's look at Caitlyn Vieira's win by. I mean, majority of her wins are by decision, but some of them are by sub, so it depends on how good her bottom game is, in my opinion. If her bottom game's crap, Kayla Harrison's gonna completely demolish her, in my opinion. But if her bottom game's pretty decent, Kayla will have the second thoughts of what to do, in this situation and that situation. But I'm gonna rock with Kayla Harrison here. She's just too damn good, and I am gonna take Kayla Harrison to win by a 2nd round submission over, oh my God, man, Caitlyn Vieira. There we go. Middle of the pack fight. The return of the king, Jose Aldo. The King of Rio is back in town. His second fight since his retirement. Well, second fight return from retirement is fighting Mario Bautista out of the United States here in Utah. Jose Aldo's back in America fighting, and I think he's got himself a decent fight in front of him. Bautista's got a good couple of wins here recently. Like, I know I looked this up earlier, like before I started recording, but like my brain is an absolute fried potato. So, oh my god, my nose, man. Yeah, Bautista's coming off a decision win over Ricky Simone. He beat Damon Blackshear at UFC 292 back in Boston, so that was a good win for him there. He also beat Guido Cantelli, I think his name is. So Aldo versus a good young contender. I mean, this is a win-win for both guys. If Aldo wins, he keeps good momentum going. He keeps the fans hoping him alive. I mean, I never see Aldo becoming a champion again, but hey, if Aldo can keep pulling off wins, I mean, good for him. But you never know. How old even is Aldo? I want to look this up. How old is Jose Aldo? He's got to be up there. Aldo is 38. Okay, that's not as old as I thought. But still, his prime's behind him in my opinion. But experience can pay off, and especially against a guy who's got twice as less as fights. Well, divide Aldo's fights by like more than 2. And that's how many fights Bautista's got. So, can Bautista give Aldo some problems? Yeah, but who was it that Aldo fought earlier in the year? I can't even remember. Was it a Brazilian guy? Who was it? Yeah, it was, it's Jonathan Martinez. I honestly expect this fight to go fairly similar. Aldo to just use his leg kicks, chop him apart, find his range, find his distance. I expect Aldo to look great. I mean, he's never stopped training since his retirement. His boxing and kickboxing look phenomenal. So I am going to take Jose Aldo to get another win in a row on this fight against Mario Bautista. I am going to take him by a decision in this one. I think if he couldn't finish Martinez, I don't think he's going to finish Bautista. The power's probably not the same for Aldo, so I'm going to take Jose Aldo by a decision win over Mario Bautista. And co-main event time. Pay-per-view big-time showdown. Raquel Pennington faces Juliana Pena for her first defense of the 135 women's bantamweight title. And I apologize to these two women, but if there's such thing as a dump break fight, this is it. I mean, Raquel Pennington has not been known to put on exciting fights. Juliana Pena can bring the heat. I mean, you don't beat Amanda Nunes without bringing the heat. And say what you want about that first fight, but the stats do show Juliana Pena beat Amanda Nunes. On any given night, that's possible. If this fight's going to end by finish, I am more than likely going to pick Juliana Pena. Raquel Pennington's been to a decision win almost 70% of her fights. So, yeah, no, here's what I'm thinking with this one, you know? I honestly expect Raquel Pennington to just have a long, grinding, gritty, gutty performance. And I mean, I expect Pena to have moments. I mean, she's training out of a very good gym in Chicago with her teammate Bilal Muhammad. Remember the name. Just became champ, so, you know, it could be a decent fight for Juliana. I could see that. I mean, no, I don't think it's going to stay on the feet. Raquel's probably going to want to shoot the takedown. Juliana's best assets are on the feet, so main key to this fight for Pena, takedown defense. If you can stop the takedown on Raquel Pennington, I think you have a decent chance. You've got the longer reach. You're the more sharper, more technical striker. So if you can stop that takedown, I think you've got a pretty good advantage in this fight. And one stat about this fight that does really interest me on the tail of the tape is Raquel Pennington actually has an inch in height over Juliana Pena. I mean, it probably shouldn't be that big of a difference because it's only like 5'7" and 5'6", but like I was like, damn, I did not expect that. But I don't think Juliana Pena's takedown defense is going to be as good as we think. I mean, say what you want about Raquel Pennington and her entertainment value, but I mean, the girl is a good fighter. She's taken down the greats before, so I'm going to take Raquel Pennington. I'm going to take Raquel Pennington. I doubted her against Mayra Bueno Silva. Not doing that again. And I think Raquel Pennington is going to win a decision surprise over Juliana Pena. Rough, gritty, probably like a 4-round-to-1 kind of decision in my opinion. And our main event of the evening, Alex Pereira puts his light heavyweight title on the line in Salt Lake City as he takes on Khalil Rountree Jr. for the strap. Let's be honest, Alex Pereira is gonna win this fight. The only reason Khalil Rountree Jr. is here is because they needed a main event, and they did not want the main event to be Raquel Pennington versus Juliana Pena. Just my thoughts. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Would love to hear them, but I don't see a way that Poatan loses this fight. I just don't. I mean, anything can happen, man. It's a fight, but the only person I've been able to see touch Alex Pereira in MMA is Israel Adesanya. And even Izzy did not have an easy time with Pereira in the slightest. And Rountree is not a striker like Izzy's. If anything, he's more of a striker like Pereira, except he's more come forward. I can just see Pereira or Rountree running down Pereira, getting caught with a big left hook, and honestly kind of going down like Yuri did in the last fight. Just my thoughts. You never know what could happen, but I can really see Poatan just putting it on Khalil Rountree, getting a great counter finish. Honestly, I think Pereira might just knock him out in the first round. I really do think that. But if he can knock Yuri out in the first round, he can definitely knock Khalil Rountree out in the first round, in my opinion. And I mean, didn't this guy just pop for PEDs? Like, is he even allowed to be here? Like, what's going on, UFC? Like, deeper explanations, please. Maybe I need to do a little extra research, but deeper explanations, please. But, oh well, what can you do? We have a fight at UFC 307, and I know Khalil Rountree's got some power in his hands, got some power in his legs, but you know what? The last two Utah main events have ended by a head kick. Alex Pereira knocks out Khalil Rountree with a lead head kick in the first round. That's my prediction for this fight. I know it's one of the shorter main event predictions, but I'm going to keep it short, blunt, and sweet, man. I don't see Khalil Rountree touching Alex Pereira. No offense to Khalil Rountree, but I just think Alex Pereira is just too damn good. I think he's going to land a head kick probably midway through the first round. Khalil Rountree's eyes are going to roll into the back of his head as he hits the canvas, and Poatan Pereira gets the finish here in Utah. Gets another win in Utah because he was the co-main event against Blachowicz last time they're in Utah. But guys, if you enjoyed today's prediction, make sure you smash that like button, leave a comment in the comments down below, subscribe, notifications turned on, and don't forget to join the Patreon, guys, if you want access to all my content as soon as I have it ready, and much, much more. Thank you so much for watching again, guys. I will see you for the next UFC predictor. Oh, Topuria versus Holloway. Come on, Max, I beg. But I really like Topuria too. I don't know what the big hate train is with Ilya, but it is what it is. Take care, guys, and I'll see you next time out for UFC 308 in Abu Dhabi. Take care, and peace. And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be?